Welcome to Psychic Bent. My name is Carrie.
And I'm Kim. We are two sisters wanting to help other psychics learn and grow in their abilities and to help educate about spirits, angels, and everything psychic.
All right, listeners, welcome back to Psychic Bent. In this episode, we're going to be discussing dream interpretation. It is a follow-up to our previous episode about dreams. Dream interpretation is very important when you have them and you want to figure out what the dream meaning is, what the meaning of it is, whether it's spiritual or just your brain trying to work through what it's working through, or even visitations. So, Carrie, would you like to start us off on this episode about dream interpretations?
Absolutely. And again, like with most things we talk about, you want to find what resonates with you. Kim and I are go-to like anti-flow. I also do dream moods dictionary. I think anti-flow gives you a much more in-depth, possibly on the more spiritual aspects, more psychic dream.
Mm-hmm.
But she also touches on the Freudian type dreams and the subconscious dreams, because she could, so it kind of ties it all together. Now, in dreams, you have many, many different things that can enter your dream. You can have animals. You can have dream symbols, which we're going to get into with what a dream symbol is, like Kim's pocketbook in the toilet, what that symbolization was. So you're going to be basically taking your dream, jotting it down in your journal, best as you can remember, any and everything you can remember from that dream. And you're going to look for symbols, little hidden meanings in there, what information is from the dream. Get it in some sort of order. Now, Kim's talking about, how to discern between what is just your mind trying to work out something that happened through the day, or is this you're getting a psychic type dream, or you're getting a visitation. But I do want to touch on the fact that if you're a dream empath, that might make it a little more difficult to figure that out. Because a dream empath regularly has vivid dreams, and they do remember their dreams, and they've been doing it since childhood. They are really attracted to the dream world and look forward to sleep at night, and they can understand emotions, thoughts, and experience of others through their dreams. And they do receive intuitive information from dreams to help them and others. And they have precognitive abilities, and they can foresee such events. So if you are a dream empath, the majority of your dreams more than likely are going to be spiritual.
Yeah.
Or psychic dreaming versus trying to figure out what is what.
Mm-hmm.
So I just want to touch on the importance of dreaming. First of all, research has showed that people who are deprived from entering the dream phase of sleep or the REM stage exhibit symptoms of irritability and anxiety. And a dream study had volunteers were woken up right before they entered into that dream state, and they were allowed to fall back to sleep again. Right before they entered REM sleep, they were awakened. And this continues through the night. That would make me very mad, by the way. Kept waking me up. The volunteers sleep the same amount of time as they normally do, but the next day these volunteers go about their day and observed to be disoriented, depressed, crabby, and quick-tempered.
Mm-hmm.
You could see where not getting the REM sleep could really cause some issues. So if you're not one who sleeps well, which is a lot of people don't sleep well, you may not be remembering any dreams because you're never getting to that REM cycle.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. Or not having a long enough REM cycle.
Right. Now, we're going to get into the whole, how to interpret the dream. But, some people have recurring dreams.
Mm-hmm.
And I think those can, if it's not spirit trying to tell you something and you're just missing it and they keep trying to tell you, and it's recurring, then it could possibly be that the recurring dream is triggered by a certain life situation, or you're in a transitional phase in life, or a problem that keeps coming back again and again. So these dreams can occur daily, once a week, once a month, whatever the frequency is. These dreams can basically be highlighting your personal weakness, your fears, your inability to cope with something in your life, past or present. So you could see that something like this pattern would be your mind trying to work something out.
Yeah, definitely.
Especially since if it's a recurring dream and you've written it down in the dream dictionary or diary, and you're journaling it, and you're noticing it's the same thing over and over, but you also are looking at the fact that I am having things in my life that are maybe a trigger.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of, you have to kind of be willing to examine it and see, like, not everything is psychic.
Yes, I have a good example of that. If I am under extreme stress and I'm not in control of what's going on, I will always have a dream about driving in a car along a dam, losing control, and the car just speeds up. I can't stop it. It shoots off into the water and the car sinks, and I cannot get out of the car.
Well, that's a scary dream.
Yeah, that's my recurring dream. That's how my mind processes it, as I'm so far out of control with what's going on in my life at that point in time or in that situation. And you need to slow down, stop, and relax, calm down, and get out, because that's what I have to do in the dream. I have to
Right.
relax, calm down, think about what I'm doing, and open the door. So it's letting me know, wait a minute, your life is out of control at this point in time. This situation is out of control. Stop, slow down. So
Right.
that is one that I have had once. Car dream. Imagine that. That's my life.
Yes.
Symbol.
Car
But
anxiety for you.
yeah, exactly. But I mean, that is a dream that I have had, I think, since high school.
Right.
Whenever things just get so chaotic, I'll have one of those.
Yeah, that's just your mind trying to work stuff out.
That is a mind working, trying to work
Yeah.
out this stress that I'm in, the chaos that I'm in. Yeah.
Yeah. Now there's a thing called progressive dreams, where the progressive dreams occur when you have a sequence of dreams that continue over a period of nights. The dream continues where it leaves off, like or it left off last night. It starts up tonight and goes to the next segment. And these are problem-solving dreams to help to explore different options and various approaches to a problem, a situation, or relationship. I've had progressive dreams before, like it'd be like a couple nights in a row.
Mm-hmm.
Now, in this particular situation, I was working on past life regression. So in my personal experience, since I was working on past life regression and the dreams were of not this time period, I believe that particular dream sequence was a progressive dream, but it was also a past life regression dream.
Interesting.
Yeah. But I've only had progressive dreams maybe once or twice. Have you ever had a progressive dream?
I have one time I do know it was while I was making those costumes. That was progressive.
Right.
And then there was another time, but I really don't recall what that one was about. But it was like 3 nights in a row. The dream started here, and then I woke up from it in the middle of the night. Like, that was a little disturbing. And then the next night I went to sleep, and it like picked up right where that one left off. And then the third one ended it. But I don't remember what that was, what it was about. But I do remember having that, thinking, wow, that was like 3 nights in a row of that thing. What was going on?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And it's not like you're trying to dream it.
Right.
Because you mean, the more that you work on your dreaming, the more you can funnel or control your dream.
Correct. Right. Yeah.
And then there's an epic dream or great dream or cosmic dream. And those are huge, so compelling, they're vivid, you can't ignore them. And the details of such dreams remain with you for years. And it's almost like you just dreamt it last night. These dreams possess much beauty and contain many archetypal symbology. When you wake up from such a dream, you feel that you have discovered something profound or amazing about yourself or about the world. And it feels like a life-changing experience. Have you ever had an epic dream, Kim?
Not life-changing, no.
I mean, I've had dreams I've remembered vividly,
Yeah.
but I didn't cure world peace or world hunger. I mean, not world peace. Didn't cure world hunger.
That too. Yeah. No, I haven't had anything that profound, no. I've had it the other way, but not the epic, wonderful, life-changing, life-altering. No.
Okay.
I'd like one, but no.
Well, I mean, these are just some different types of dreams, and a lot of it has to do with how you felt in the dream. Now, going into the dream analysis, we talked about last episode, is you want to write down as much as you possibly can about the dream. And you want to do it upon awakening. so you can get the best information. Of course, the more you do this exercise, the more you're going to recall your memory of the dream. And we've talked about how asking for something to come to you in a dream before going to bed, you can ask for you or write down on a piece of paper to put under your pillow to allow you to remember your dream the next morning. I think you've done that once, haven't you, Kim?
Yeah, I have. I've done that. That was the first time I tried it. Yeah. And it did. It helped me remember it. And the dream focused on what it was that I was wanting to have a dream about. Yeah, it was really interesting.
It surprised you, didn't it?
Yes, it did. It really did.
I think you were more surprised that it worked.
Well, yeah. That I allowed myself to be open enough to do it. That's what surprised me more.
Huge step.
Yeah. So that's the setting of intentions then, you're saying?
Yes. You're setting the intention that you're going to remember the dream, and you're basically asking your spirit guides to help you remember the dream.
Yeah.
And I think I think when we have trouble really recalling a dream, I feel that's really more your subconscious was trying to work stuff out.
Mm-hmm.
And so you're really not remembering a good portion of that dream. Whereas this other dreams, you're like, oh my gosh, there were like all these deer and they were looking at me and I don't know what they were doing. You have those. And yes, I'm referencing one of your dreams.
Yes, you are. Oh my gosh.
But you know what I'm saying is something that's more, it's sticking with you for a reason. I feel those are more spiritual. I could be wrong, though. You could have a really triggered dream. It might be sticking with you. I just feel like if you're having a repetitive dream, it's the same thing over and over again. And obviously you're not getting something, whether it's a trigger that you have or spirit is about ready to hit you on the head.
Right.
You're not paying attention, kind of thing.
Exactly.
But once you start getting into the habit of writing stuff down, and I don't write a paragraph because by the time you get so absorbed in writing a paragraph, you forgot the rest of the dream.
Yeah, right.
So I do a line of, okay, like last night's crazy dream. I'm not going to get into great detail over it, but there was a shower and people were putting furniture to block off the shower. So I wrote shower, people, furniture, and then I looked for anything weird that happened in the dreams, anything out of character that happened in the dream. I wrote that down. And then you go to do the research.
Oh, and don't forget to include your emotions or what you're feeling.
Yeah, how you felt
too.
in the dream.
Right.
Were you happy? Were you sad? Did you not feel anything at all?
Right.
What was going on at the time?
Colors.
Yeah, colors. Once you write everything down, then you go back and look for what didn't go. What stood out? What was the one thing in that room that drew your eye like that? And you're going to start with that. What color was it? Like you said, how did it make you feel when you saw it? What size was it? What shape was it? What was it? Everything there, because like with my chickadees in the brown box, and it was more like a tan color, more than brown, more tan color. So you would look up colors and tan to see what spiritually that meant. A cube or a box, see if there's a meaning for that. And the spiritual meaning for chickadees. Now, when you have an animal in your dream, you're gonna look at both spirit guide animals and dream animals meanings.
Right.
Because if you're getting a spirit animal visit, and that's what you were alluding to earlier of getting visitation dreams, this could be a spirit animal who's visiting you to give you a message. Because, let's face it, if you have a whale spirit animal and you don't live by the ocean, that's the only way he's getting in through your dreams.
True.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
You might see whales on commercials and things like that, but if there's a definite message, something like that's going to pop into your dream. So you want to make sure you're cross-referencing. You're basically going to go over everything with fine-tooth comb.
Right.
Now with anti-flow, of course, you could do a word search, or she has an A to Z where you can scroll through and see if there's something that is matching that particular dream. To me, if you're scrolling through it, it's going to take you a very long time
Yeah.
So I would recommend using the little search to do that. But I mean, it even comes down to acrylic nails.
Mm-hmm.
If you're in a dream and the fingernails are sticking out to you and they're your nails, and you're gonna, okay, well, maybe that's something you do need to. Yeah, that's a detail.
Right. Right.
And just to give you an idea, acrylic nails is a strange dream because those nails are what? They're fake.
They're fake.
Applying acrylic nails, so if you're dreaming you're applying acrylic nails, it could mean that you are not using your full potential in order to improve your life.
Right. And that makes sense.
Yeah. And if you dream that you're visiting a nail parlor or a nail shop, and it could suggest that you do enjoy your own company and that the only important person in your life is you. If you dream that the acrylic nail is falling off, that's a great omen. Something great is about to happen to your life and change its course. If you wearing fake nails in the dream, it denotes your inner discomfort to be exposed soon. So it might also signify that you stop dating people you don't truly love. If you dream of sharp fake nails, then you're close to achieving something you were always wanted. Now, who would think that that's all you could get from fake nails?
Right. There's so much
Yeah,
more.
yeah. And then you're going to go into, are they rounded?
Yeah.
Were they rounded nails?
Are they polished?
Yes. Are you removing them? If they're shiny and sparkly, what that means. What color the nails are if they're polished.
Mm-hmm.
Is it a man wearing false nails? Are the nails too long? I mean, there are hundreds of different things you can come up with. In your dream state, it's going to come down to what you're resonating with, what you feel when you're looking at this particular meaning.
Mm-hmm.
So, Kim, you want to add to that?
I think that covers it. The important thing, always try to just think of what works with you, for you. There's so many different things. And don't just focus on looking it up in just anti-flows. I mean, do the research. There's other places out there too to look. But you have to develop your own symbols, because the false nails, acrylic nails, may mean something different to you, for you, that may become a symbol for you for something specific. And it may
Yeah,
not be what it means to me.
Right. It's like your own psychic dictionary.
Right.
For dreaming.
Right. That's what I'm trying to say.
Well, I found something very interesting in the research that I didn't realize. So I'm going to bore you. I'm going to be left-brained for a moment. Oh, I never get to be left-brained. Ooh, is this how it feels all the time? So
I'm getting scared.
I'm going to touch on dreaming in color, what it means. So, of course, you've heard of Carl Jung, the dream psychologist from the 1930s. He felt that black is connected to our unconscious, and white and light colors signified our conscious mind, where yellow represented our intuition, blue our thinking, red our feelings, and finally green represented our sensations, which I thought was kind of interesting.
Mm-hmm.
So a bright, strong, and defiant color reflects how we sexually communicate. Darker colors from a dream psychology perspective is could boost your own fears, worries during sleep. Pastel colors are associated with reducing stress. And dreaming in color appears to be rather frequent, and that has been even attributed to the fact that we watch television in color. So I just found it interesting that the majority of people do dream in color.
Yeah, that is so interesting.
I don't.
And no, you don't.
Yes. Now, having said that, there's been much research about dreaming in color, and sometimes we don't always remember dreams, like we talked about, but you can sometimes see colors. It's almost like there's a psychological impact on color in your mind during sleep, where we react differently when we are exposed to certain colors.
Mm-hmm.
And websites are designed this way, to use certain colors to stimulate certain things in your mind.
Right.
So, because certain colors can spur different feelings in you.
Right.
You've heard green with envy, feeling blue. Those are all linked to different colors.
Mm-hmm.
But colors spiritually have significance in our dreams, and the color can define different meanings. If you dream of a solid color, then this shows that you need more variety where you go and what you do. Any dream which involves colors generally means that you are being warned against false hopes or expectations, and also means that you are being warned about someone's dishonesty.
Hmm.
Sometimes a lot of people have problems that they can't easily remember dreams. And it's a study done by Robert Haas. 90% of our dreams are often forgotten by the next morning.
Yeah, I believe it.
I can see that. And scientific research has used the idea of what is known as synesthesia subjects in regard to color research. And they basically condition where people see music in colors. That's pretty amazing. I would like to see colors with music.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So the color orange, for example, is associated with communicating and is supposed to enhance our own appetite. There have been other studies that drugs, for example, sleeping tablets or recreational drugs, affect our sleep to the point that colors are always present. Sometimes colors in dreams do not always correspond with what they see in reality. Like orange fruit might appear turquoise in a dream. Now, I've not had that happen.
Yeah, I can't recall that happening either. But I don't doubt it,
Oh, yeah. But if we're talking psychically, you're going to want to jump to the spiritual meaning of a color. Like I dream black and white, right?
Right.
So the color white has a significant spiritual meaning. It's related to the subconscious mind. Often dreams of white occur when one is feeling isolated or unprepared to do something. I must be feeling unprepared all the time because it's always black and white. Dream of white dresses can occur when you feel ready for something new in life. A dream of white in a cult book indicates that someone needs time to focus on yourself. This dream urges you to focus on your mind. In essence, listen to your inner voice. White heralds the focus of intuition and represents your personal compass or GPS. So, in other words, your intuition is never wrong, and to dream in white means you're ready to clear your mind and bring your thoughts in order to question your current values. Interesting, isn't it?
Yes, yeah, it is.
But I mean, we could break down all the different colors, and we would need another podcast just to cover all the colors
Right.
of everything when you're dreaming in color. I just found it interesting that 90% of people don't remember their dreams.
Right. Well, in honesty, I don't remember all of my dreams every night.
Right. Oh, yeah. And you know you dream.
I know I dream. Right.
Yeah. And the astral travel ones are different.
Mm-hmm.
And you wake up very tired because you were busy all night.
I think you do those more than I do.
Yes. I wasn't aware I was doing them until you pointed it out.
You're welcome.
Like, oh my gosh.
I make you work harder.
I know. I'm going to dive into just kind of like the biblical meaning of color is.
Okay.
You okay with that?
Yeah.
Okay. With Anti-Flow, like we've talked about, and Kim and I do enjoy using her website, but she does get the biblical meaning of anything. So we've got the biblical meaning of colors. She gives the prophetic meaning of colors. And then you have what color lights mean. And there's different aspects. So almost any topic, there's a lot of reading and a lot of dialing in to see what does this mean to me.
Right.
But just like for Christians and Jewish scholars, they come to the conclusion that dreams are a way in which the Lord can speak to you, the spiritual meaning of the colors. So, I mean, whether or not you are of a biblical standpoint, if you have some sort of religious spirituality that believes in the Trinity or whatnot, so I'm just touching on that. Because like black represents darkness, death, demonic deeds, sexual sins, mystery, and negativity. But it depends on when you see this black, how are you feeling?
Mm-hmm.
Because obviously I dream in black and white, and there is no darkness, there is no death, there is no demonic deed, there's no sexual sins, there's no mystery, there's no negativity. So is kind of interpretation with me, black and white, that's not going to resonate with me.
Right. It's not.
But white denotes loyalty, a double blessing, holiness, and justice.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously red is anger, blood, revenge, war, love, and hatred. Green can denote growth, wealth, prosperity, but also can be ego, jealousy, and envy. Blue is an emotional state color, so it's showing vulnerability, depression, regret, anxiety, and guilt. Again, it ties into that feeling blue.
Mm-hmm.
Green with envy, jealousy, envy. So this is on the negative side, but it does tie in. Gold stands for holiness, glory, selfishness, and greed. I don't think I've ever dreamt gold.
You have had something in gold in a dream.
Did I have gold?
Mm-hmm.
What was it? Okay, what dream was that?
I thought there was something gold when you were dreaming about the head.
The head?
Yeah, you had a dream about a head.
I had a gold robe in the dream.
Something was gold in it.
Yeah, I remember that now. It was just a head. Just a head. Brown indicates compassion, warmth, comfort, compromising, and understanding. Yellow denotes hope, cowardice, fear, envy, and sorrow. Purple represents authority, passion, loyalty, and royal blood. Orange denotes preservation, temptation, change, and progress. And pink stands for love of God, morals, and sensuality and waking life.
And that's just the biblical form of those colors.
That's just the biblical form, yes. I mean, you can, there's, when you get into the spiritual meaning, you've got your chakra colors.
Mm-hmm.
The crown is white. The forehead's purple, the throat is blue, the chest is pink or green, the navel's yellow, the orange is groin color. You got red for your root chakra. It's just depending on where you're at
Mm-hmm.
in your spiritual beliefs and growth. Because, like red could also be inner passion. It could also be anger or blood. Astrologically paralleling Aries. So that you've got different things that can come from each color. It's kind of like what resonates with you. And that's where the work comes in.
Mm-hmm. Right.
To doing your research. Because even there's prophetic meanings to color.
Right.
So there's so much you can dive into. So, of course, the more detail you have on your dreams, the better.
And I have found that when you do your initial write down of the key points in your dream when you first wake up, you can go back and look at it throughout the day. You remember a little bit more of the dream that you can add more detail to. That is what I have found.
Right. Yeah. And the more that you do that, the more that'll happen. As into remembering dreams, I mean, I remember the bear in the house in the flood dream, obviously, because I shared that on the last episode. I did not have to go research that. And then the one with Mom and the bear walking around the pond where that man jumped into my dream with the bobcat or mountain lion.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, that was a shake you up dream, if anything. Because, it made me realize that we as humans have so much more abilities than we're aware of.
Oh, that's so true. Yeah.
And if someone can propel themselves into your dream, that you need to take, you don't want to look at it, I know, but you need to take that in consideration. If you're having a dream and same guy keeps showing up in your dream, that you may need to think about doing some psychic protection before going to bed.
Right.
Just to make sure someone is not popping into your dream.
Yeah, and it also can help you should you be one of the ones, like I have just recently discovered that I'm getting visitations more in dreams than in waking times. So I could kind of slow that down if I were to ask not to be bothered at night in my dreams.
Well, I mean, is it family members or is it people you don't know coming in?
It's both, really. I looking back on mine for this episode, I was like, this is a spirit animal dream. This is a family visitation. This is somebody I don't know popping in here. I've just been really eyes awakened.
Yeah. When I lived in the haunted house, the house I lived in before moving into this one, I had to have office hours. made it very clear between I need my sleep, so between this time and this time, you can't bother me. Now, that was geared towards the pop-ins that weren't really related to anything towards me. That didn't keep out grandma or mom or things like that, but I didn't want the pop-ins because I needed to sleep.
Mm-hmm.
And I was also astral traveling a lot, so I was tired, and so I had to put some ground rules in place.
Right.
And so you may have to put boundaries in place if you're getting a lot of visitation dreams. And I always ask Spirit that if it's something that really needs to come through, to let it come through. Otherwise, no, I'm closed. The bedroom was off limits. Entities couldn't come into the bedroom. And it was funny. The ex-husband would see the male ghost stand in the doorway. He just stands in the doorway. I'm like, yeah, because he can't come in. He's not allowed to come in. But he goes, I can see him standing in the door. He just stand there looking at it. I'm like, yeah, okay, well, close the door. Because, certain rooms I had to make off limits.
Well, yeah, you had to.
Yeah, because it was way too active.
They were coming in and touching and stuff, so that's not...
Yes. No, that's not cool. I had to put those boundaries up. So you might need to have to put sleep boundaries up.
Right. Yeah.
So do you want to share any of your dreams with the listeners? Because you've had some doozies.
Well, yeah, I can share some. The one that she was referring to with the field of dreams, I couldn't find that one in anything. So...
Field of dreams?
Not field of dreams, it was a field of deer. I do remember that I was running from something. I remember there was a suitcase that was brown. And I think I was being chased, and I ran this corner. It was really scary because I was being chased, and I turned this corner and came up into a field with trees. It was like I ran into a field with a whole bunch of trees around it, closed me off from the city I was running out of, and there was just a whole herd of deer with little babies and adults and the bucks and the does sitting in groups of family just all around. And as soon as I got in there, it was just so peaceful. It was so calm, and they were just all looking at me like, oh, you're here, kind of thing. It calmed me down in that chaotic dream.
Now, you do know that a deer does symbolize spiritual awakening.
Yes, I have that in another dream that I had about a deer. Actually, that one, let me find that one real quick. So in this other one that I had with the deer is kind of strange. You people are going to think this woman is nuts with her dreams. But
okay, after the pocketbook in the toilet, I don't think so.
Good point. So it starts with a deer, the doe, a female deer.
Okay, now I've got the song in my head.
Thank you. That's what I tried for.
Yeah.
Is grazing nearby me. But the surroundings around me are gray, almost brownish. And next I see a fawn grazing beside a young buck. And I'm walking slowly past those two so I don't frighten them because deer are so skittish. And the rest of this is so full of color. Everything is so vivid. Next, a crazed or angered dog jumps out in front of me, and it's attacking something made of grass. It's something low to the ground. It's like one of those bushes that they trimmed to make it look like a bush, except it's grass. And I don't know what it is. I can never figure out what that is that this crazed dog is attacking. And I'm scared. And then the fawn runs up behind me, and the buck runs up beside me. And now it is a full-grown buck. Before it was a buck with just a couple of antlers, and now he's a very large buck with a huge rack of antler. And the dog runs away. It sees that buck and it runs away. And it ends with the fawn and the buck jumping into the cab of my truck because I left the door open. So I have to go home, and I climb up in the truck and go home with this fawn and the buck in my cab of my truck.
Wow.
Yeah.
So how did you interpret that?
Well, I mean, I was still doing some research on that one, but I mean, I think they were protecting me from something. I have had dreams where I'm being attacked by something or chased by something. And a lot of times I figured out it's just myself. I'm running from myself in a way, but I haven't figured out what this angered dog and that green thing. I can't figure out the green grass thing to actually unlock it, but I know that they were protecting me from it, whatever this dog was going after. I think the dog was going to get me, but I haven't totally figured out the dream yet. I'm still working on trying to analyze that one, but I know they were there to protect me. I'm pretty sure because he did change into such a large buck. So I think they were protecting me from something.
Well, I think that there could be an underlining of it's time to gain peace. So if your unconscious mind is trying to help you with some of your struggles, and you have a lot of these dreams while you're trying to develop your psychic abilities.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that, I mean, you have a lot of deer dreams. So obviously you have a spirit animal that's a deer.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously there's that aspect where you definitely have, just like, cats are my thing and mountain lion protected me in my dream. I think the deer was there definitely as a protector to help you know that you were safe.
Yeah.
I think sometimes an angry dog or aggressive dog can mean that you're having conflict with someone in your waking life, or you're having inner conflict. I don't know what was going on with you at the time, so I'm just throwing that out there.
This happened in October of 2019.
Yeah, the year before COVID.
It was months before that. Yeah. Katrina was going to be graduating from college that December. I had just turned a different age. So I think there was a lot of things that I was probably.
So do you think this was more of non-spiritual and more your mind working stuff out, or a combination of both?
I think it was a combination of both. I think that the deer were coming to tell me, it's okay, we're here to help you through this. We're here to protect you. Not going to let anything happen to you. And we were starting to really talk about development and stuff at that point in time. I mean, I've got
Right.
several dreams here from 2019.
You were deep in the closet 2019.
Yes, I was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
Would you like to share another?
Of course. I've got so many. Now, this one was a visitation. And I had told you about this one, and everything in the dream, everything, it was like there was that tulle fabric or pink curtain, a very pale pink. Everything was pale pink. So it was like a pale pink smoke or a pale pink curtain. If you get what you could see through it, but it was pale pink. And Mom showed up. I opened the door and she came in and we hugged and she said, I love you. And then the dream ended right there. But everything was pink. And the pink is what got me, because why is everything so pink? Well, pink it reflects love. And it also, with the pale pink, it's that I was needing comfort and warmth and soothing. And that's exactly how I felt when I opened the door and she was there and she came in.
And what's really funny is pink was not Mom's color.
I know it wasn't.
Yeah, she didn't wear pink.
No, she didn't. But I can say that she probably wasn't in pink. It's just that the whole thing had a pink hue to it. Pink hue to everything. So that was a visitation, I think. I think she came to visit and to let me know everything was okay.
This was after Mom transitioned, so.
Right.
Yeah. Well, I had a visitation dream that did not end as well as yours.
What was yours?
Well, mine was my dad's mom.
Mm-hmm.
So our dad's mom, I should say. She came and she wanted to talk to me, and I was not open to it.
Mm-hmm.
She was not a nice lady all the time in her life. I mean, she had her moments, don't get me wrong. but she was never mean to me, but she was mean to many people I know.
Mm-hmm.
And I kind of was very not nice and just like, get out. Just, I'm not doing this. I don't want to talk to you. Just go, And I felt a little guilty after that because it's like,
Yeah.
but I was not going to participate in this particular dream because when you have received not much kindness from a person in life, why do you want to talk to, maybe she wanted to say she was sorry. Maybe she had a message for me. I don't know, but I was not, I was not going to participate in that dream.
Right.
I kind of kicked her out. She's never been back. So but, I feel bad, but I don't lose sleep over it, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which again, it shows our free will. We have choices. But if you have a dream visitation and it's not something you want to participate in, you can tell them to leave. You don't have to participate. And like I said, I wasn't proud of myself by my actions. I felt really bad because, I try never to be rude or mean, and especially to a family member. But it was just, I don't know, when she appeared, it made me so angry. So I guess there was unresolved issues that I wasn't aware of.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But I was angry, and I wanted her to get out. Sometimes when you do a psychic reading, you get that one person that pops in. The person you're reading for is going to have that same reaction, like, get out. No, I don't want to talk to them. No, they have to leave.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, so that was one of those dreams where you're like, no, no, nope.
Yeah.
I guess that'd be my closest thing to a nightmare. I don't know. I hate to say that about my grandmother, but
Well, yeah.
But
So
that's a different podcast.
That is, yeah, right. So I just have a couple more if we've got the time for it.
Sure.
This one night I had 3 different dreams, and I remembered all 3 of them. One with not as much detail, but one, I was walking down the street between the high school and the grade school where I went to school growing up, when my mother-in-law called out to me from behind. And I turned around and waited for her to catch up to me, and we just walked for a short time. And I asked her if she was okay to walk the distance we were going, and she said yes, but for us to go a different way instead. And then I woke up, not certain, I wasn't certain where we were going, but she was guiding me to a different place. I decided not to stay in the dream, I guess, to find out. But she had died from emphysema and COPD. So that's why I was concerned about her being able to walk where we were going. And she's like, oh, yeah, but let's go this way, not that way. So she was directing me somewhere else. So I feel that was a visitation there.
Yeah, she's probably trying to direct you in something in your waking life.
Right. Yeah, most likely.
Yeah.
Now, the second one that night was, this one was the one that was a little bit harder to remember. And I know I was in a warehouse workshops type thing. See, here I am, folks, in another building where I have dreams about being in a building and doing something. And there were all people everywhere. And one of the workshop items I was standing next to tipped over and pinned me against the workbench. And one of the people had to come and get it off of me. They said it wasn't supposed to fall, and I was skeptical about that. And that's when it got me. Because as I was walking by it, they said, well, that's not supposed to fall, and then it fell on me.
So who in your life was lying to you at that stage?
I don't know. This was in 2019 as well.
Yeah, because, that is, that's the first thing that got to me, is there was someone in your life that was telling you one thing and something else was happening, but on the other side.
Yeah.
That was letting you know there was something dishonest
happening, right? Yeah,
yes,
because they told me it wasn't going to happen, but it did. So
yeah, but it did.
Yeah, and I think I may know that situation, so that may have been then.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I was spot on.
That could be. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the third one that night was I was sleeping in a white room, and everything was white to light gray, and usually those are comfort and, as you described, as the white and everything. And I opened my eyes in the dream and saw a shadowy figure run around the entire room, all the way around the entire room. and then a woman appears with flowing yellow hair, and she was floating beside my bed. I am frightened in this dream. That emotion was definitely frightened.
Were you frightened of the shadow thing that running around, or the woman with the golden hair?
I'm thinking it was the shadow running around. Then I began to pray for making them to go away, because I've had other dreams where I've had to pray for these things to stop, leave me alone, go away, protect me, save me.
Mm.
As she's floating up to the ceiling and begins disappearing, I hear a loud voice in my ear yell, "I'll never leave." And then the dream was over. And this caused me to wake up and get out of bed.
Well, hopefully it wasn't the shadow figure that said that. I'll never leave. Was it a female voice?
But then I didn't see the shadow figure again.
Yeah.
She was floating up to the ceiling, and by the time she got to the top of the ceiling, that's when that voice shouted, "I'll never leave."
Yeah, I would have had Archangel Michael there pretty darn quick.
Yeah. That's where my prayers go on that. At the house we used to live at that was haunted, it happened more than once, a dream where I dreamt a demon was attacking me and was grabbing me and going to, well, pull me down to hell. Let's just put it that way. And I knew it was going to kill me while I'm dreaming this. And I had to pray and say, protect me from this, send it away. Don't let it hurt me. Don't let it get me. Save me, protect me, guide me out of this, and all kinds of stuff. And I would wake up, I'd have that sleep paralysis, and I'd be literally gasping for breath. I couldn't talk. It was very terrifying. So I have prayers in my dreams that get me out of those nightmarish type things that happen.
Mm-hmm. Always remember, you don't have to participate in the dream.
Right.
I mean, I've awakened to actually see a shadow figure in the room. It wasn't a dream.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, it'd be standing in the corner. This was at the haunted house.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, the ex-husband brought a lot of things, followed him home. But that's where I couldn't go back to sleep because I want you gone.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I've gotten up in the middle of the night before and smudged the entire house.
Oh, wow.
After calling on Archangel Michael to remove the shadow figure.
Right.
But then you can't get back to sleep, so there's no dreaming that night. Cause it's like, okay.
Yeah.
I just smudged an entire house in the middle of the night. So.
Yep. One kind of interesting one that I had that I was like, oh, yeah, this is true. This one happened on my birthday, not this recent birthday, but several years ago. And I was sorting dirty laundry into 3 pots.
Ooh,
Yeah.
that dirty laundry in 3 piles.
Yep. And picking up.
We're already going there.
Yep. And picking up or focusing on the whites. So I was really focusing on the whites. I sorted the laundry in order of whites, lights, and then darks, and repeat. So it would be white, light, dark, white, light, dark. Just everything I picked up was in that order. So 3 was definitely there. I did the research on that, and what I found recently, going back over it, is that it was I was being open and growing spiritually and cleansing myself, and there were negative thoughts and feelings, and I definitely have feelings of anxiety, anxious feelings in there that I was trying to sort through everything in my life. My emotions, my feelings, and thoughts. See the 3 things.
That's your dirty laundry right there.
That's right.
That's your dirty laundry, honey.
And I was trying to understand my true feelings and balancing things in my life. So that's what I was trying to work through in that dream or get a message on that one was, to work on myself. Which that's whenever those things were starting to, well, the closet door the knob was turning a little bit on that door.
Unfortunately, there's a ghost on the other side rattling the doorknob.
Exactly.
Get out.
Get out.
Get out of there.
Get out here.
That's my closet.
That's right.
My closet. Get out.
There is 2 different dreams that I have. One is kind of a theme dream, and I have no explanation for it. And you've heard of it, Carrie. It's I always dream about a Tyrannosaurus Rex chasing me.
Yeah. By the way, there's no dream dictionary that has a Tyrannosaurus Rex in it.
It doesn't. It doesn't, you know?
We've looked.
Yeah. And the one that I find funny is the fact that this Tyrannosaurus was chasing me and the people were running with me. We were all running trying to get away, and I had to hide behind a large pile of poo. So here's another poo. Besides the birds pooping on me, I'm hiding behind giant piles of poo in my dreams. Kind of like the yeah.
So, what was your interpretation of that?
So it was I need to leave the past things in the past, such as the situations and feelings that I've been hiding in my past. So I really need to just let the past go, stop hiding from it, face it, and just leave it there.
So, we need to have a conversation, Kim. We don't retrieve pocketbooks out of the toilet, and we don't hide behind poo.
But it was protecting me from the dinosaur finding me.
Well, I'm not sure protective poo is a thing, but with the Tyrannosaurus has little short arms and can't reach things.
And I'm short and can't reach things, so.
I know. So were you running from yourself?
Yes.
And hiding in the poo from hiding from yourself?
From my past self is how I think I'm interpreting that.
And was the poo smelly?
No, not to me, but to the dinosaur. If you think of Jurassic Park 3?
Nobody hid in poo in Jurassic Park.
They hid behind it in Jurassic Park 3. Mm-hmm.
Well, I didn't get to 3.
Yeah.
They lost me at 2.
So, yeah, they hid behind it in that one. So, anyway.
I can honestly say I've never dreamed of hiding behind a big mound of poo, but I've also never dreamed of getting my pocketbook out of a toilet that's been flushed.
Yeah. What can I say?
But I have dreamt about losing my pocketbook. So.
Right, yeah. The other one that I have, I still have not figured this one out. It had a different feel than any of the other dreams I've ever had. It was a little bit of a profound one because in this dream, someone said to me that they wanted to show me something. And I was like, okay. And the next thing I know, I'm above the Great Pyramid of Egypt. It's on fire, which I know it's made of stone. And all of the but all of the stones are gone. And the only thing remaining is the remnants of a wooden pyramid on fire, which I know logically, left brainish, that that's not the case inside there, but that's what they're showing me. And right. I keep asking, what happened to the stones? And what could cause them to burn up? And no answer was ever given to me. The air was brown like a sandstorm. And of course, the fire was like what you would see at in a fire pit. It was a pyramid on fire. I cannot figure out what this dream means. And I know I was just so confused on why. Why is this happening? And why show it to me?
Well, you asked to be shown something. So, careful what you ask for. Well, what do pyramids mean in dreams? And then what does fire mean in dreams? And what does floating mean in dreams? And the flames were yellow?
It was just like a fire. They were different color. Like a fire's not just yellow.
Yeah. Well, you got something that cannot be destroyed that got destroyed.
I know.
And you're floating above it, and you're questioning how could that be destroyed. So I'm almost getting that something that appeared to be strong but wasn't.
Right.
And when was this dream?
It was about 2 years ago.
During COVID.
Yeah, it was probably during 2022.
Okay, so it was after COVID.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I mean, you've got a pyramid that is formable, can't be broken, but you also have color. You said it was brown.
Yeah, well, it was like a sandstorm. So whatever color you would say that a sandstorm is, it's brownish, tannish. I'm only going by what I see in movies as a sandstorm, since I've never really seen one in person.
You've seen it in your dreams.
Yes, I have.
So a pyramid in your dream indicates incredible strife in your life. Overcoming obstacles and major changes are in your life, and they're not heading your way. Now, that is a pyramid period. That's not the pyramid that's been destroyed.
Right. Exactly.
Usually, the required energy needed to overcome the demands of, if you dream of exploring a pyramid, seeing a pyramid, traveling through Egypt, pyramids, talking about a pyramid, get trapped in a pyramid, none of that pertains to you.
Right.
When you see a pyramid, I would assume that you would have some sort of awe and wonderment, like, oh my gosh, look at this, how they built this. But you could also have fatigue and worry. When it's on fire, you're going to get a different feel, because it's basically counteracting with what pyramid would normally mean.
Right, because it's
Because
destroyed,
It's destroyed, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Now, fire in a dream, and this is where you really have to get into delving into how you felt and everything.
Mm-hmm.
But fire in dreams is power, and it can mean that you have the power to seek revenge, the power to destroy, you have the power to cut people off.
Mm-hmm.
It also has a biblical symbol of God's guidance. Fire is power. It also is used as a protection over people.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a metaphor for when you are shaken, upset, and uneasy, that you can always depend on you. So you are looking at something that you asked to be shown something, and you're shown destruction and fire. And I think the key thing was fire, not destruction.
Well, I didn't ask them to show me. They said they wanted to show me something, and I said,
to show you
okay.
Something. Well, they did.
And I agreed to be shown, and this is what they showed me.
Well, in fire can also mean that it's a warning that you need to be aware of problems in the future.
Right.
So did you have anything after that resonated with why you saw the fire?
I'm not sure why I was wondering if maybe it's symbolic to a prophetic dream or something.
Could be.
Maybe something that hasn't happened yet.
Well, fire could also mean things will change, because after a fire goes through someplace and burns it down, things do change.
That's true.
And in the forest, sometimes fire is good for regrowth.
Mm-hmm.
Fire can also represent anger and passion and temper, but you don't have that. You don't have a lot of temper.
No, not usually. That's one I'm still working through, trying to figure out, was this prophetic? Was it just trying to figure out even the purpose of it? You know what I mean?
Well, just to see a fire in a home or a building burning in your dream usually represents that you're going to help a friend. I don't know if a pyramid would represent a home, since that's where they put dead people.
Right.
But that's interesting.
Yeah.
You have a lot of interesting dreams. I think yours are more interesting than mine.
Oh, you have interesting dreams too.
I have some out there dreams.
Yeah. Don't
Did
we all?
Did we notice that we didn't share my dreams?
Yeah, I know. You were trying not to.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
And that's fine. I don't mind sharing mine.
Well, dreams are personal.
Yeah. A lot of mine that I have that, I haven't shared all my dreams, of course, but a lot of them are helping me deal with anxieties. I know that's what they're related to. fears, anxieties, uncertainties, coming out of the closet, a lot of that. But, I do have the visitations, and I think that that's how I get.
That's the only way they can visit you, Kim.
Right, exactly.
Well, and like I said, I'm sure Grandma's not going to show back up anytime soon.
Yeah. I've had many dreams about Grandma, Mom's mom coming.
Yeah.
She comes in my dreams.
Yeah, she comes a lot.
Pearl visits me regularly. Both grandpas visit me every once in a while, the ones that have visited me before. But there are times whenever I have people that show up that I don't know who they are, and they just sit next to me or stand next to me, and they look at me, and I'm thinking, what do you want? And I never get told what they want because I'm not open to it.
You really don't want to know what they want.
I don't really want to know.
Yeah. Well, you may have to put some parameters in place before going to bed. I know I've woken up when in the haunted house. It hasn't happened in the house I'm in now, but in the haunted house, I would remember waking up and I would have glowing yellowish white light coming down from the ceiling and just engulfing me.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, it happened more than once, but like, okay, this is really weird. Where's this light coming from? And I'd be awake. I'd wake up. I knew I was awake. It wasn't one of those dreaming that you're sleeping and you wake up things.
Mm-hmm.
And I went and had gotten some Reiki, and I mentioned it to the woman, and she looked at me. She goes, "You need to figure that out." She goes, "You know what it is." But I think that was my protection.
Yeah, probably.
So I could get sleep and be left alone. In a haunted house, I mean, I wasn't afraid, but when you have someone else bringing in things all the time, you don't always know what's in your house.
Right, yeah.
And being psychic, you're that light in the darkness that is attracting things.
Yeah, and I think that's what was influencing a lot of my dreams at the house we used to live in, because
yes,
unprotected, ungrounded psychic mom and psychic kid, and
a lot of energy to feed off of.
A lot of things already there in the house, and then bringing more in,
Yeah. Well, listeners, I hope that we did not distract you too much with our sidebar conversations and talking about our dreams, but because I think we have some really doozies, even though I made you share yours and I didn't share too many of mine. I hope you have an idea of how to research your dreams, what to look for. If you have any questions, of course, reach out to Kim or I on our Facebook page, or Kim will give you the email address at
psychicbent1@gmail.com.
So thank you guys so much for listening. And Kim, did you have anything else?
No, I just wanted to say, if you'd like to share some of your dreams, we will not share them on the podcast. I'd be interested in hearing somebody else's dreams besides my own.
We can share them on the podcast if they want to without.
Sure.
We wouldn't use their name.
Right.
Or maybe give a dream interpretation.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Could be fun. We could do a listener's dream interpretation episode if we get enough in. I think that'd be something fun. Let us know.
That would be fun. So send in your dreams if you want them to be deciphered or have a spiritual psychic read on them. We can do that for you. So thank you so much for listening, guys. Bye.
Bye. May your light shine bright.
Thank you so much for listening to our podcast, Psychic Bent. If you enjoyed Psychic Bent, please like, follow, rate, review, and subscribe wherever you listen to Psychic Bent. We can be reached on Facebook at Psychic Bent Podcast. Our email address is psychicbent1@gmail.com. May your light shine bright.